And congratulations, you got there in the end.
Yeah, it's fairly nerve-wracking, wasn't it, by the end? But another game here that's gone to the wire. So really pleased for the boys. They put in a hell of a lot of work over the last 4 days. So yeah, it definitely had its moments, Clive, but nice to get there in the end.
It was obviously difficult to score quickly, and then the light beginning to fade as well.
Yeah, and there's some rain coming in, and we didn't quite know when that was happening. That got on our radar with probably about 20, 25 to win. So then it was possibly trying to change the tempo a little bit, which was incredibly hard. The tempo of the game had stuck at a certain rate because of a reason, and the wicket was a little bit tricky to score on. But obviously, I think both sides had shown that the occupancy of the crease was possible as well. So yeah, hopefully it was quite an intriguing game for those who watched it.
The idea of sending Pears Swanepoel in early, you're glad he did that, and that seemed to work.
Just think a couple of things really. He played quite proactively in the first innings, and historically he does that quite well. We knew it was going to be a challenge, him facing the spin into the footmarks, but also bowling from the new road end. There's quite a bit of traffic for the right-handers to deal with, but nothing really for the left-handers. So it was an opportunity for him to face the seamers from the new road end and hopefully have a bit of joy there. And I think he played it really well.
It was all built on your morning's performance with the ball. To take that many wickets so quickly was a great effort.
I think, yeah, throughout the game I thought we bowled really well. Certainly as a seam group. A lot of forward defensives. We kept a lot of pressure on. Yes, we know that the wicket probably favoured bowlers at times, but we had to be really nice and patient. I thought Miles Hammond played remarkably well in the first innings, but we thought that if we stuck at it, you never know, and it was quite difficult for batters to come in. So, you know, we had a window of opportunity, and I felt like we took that and gave ourselves a real chance to win the game. So, you know, that was pleasing, and it was nice for the guys who had to work so hard in that first innings to get their rewards in the second.
And great for Fateh Singh to get a fifer.
Brilliant for Fats. I think there's plenty more to come from him. Probably, you know, a wicket that helped him, and not something that's been on our radar at the start of the season. You know, the last couple of years we played on wickets that have seamed around a lot, and the games have been really quick. So this has been a bit of a surprise for us over the last two games. That games have been going for long periods of time, and spin has been effective. So it'd be really pleasing for Fateh to come in and have an impact in the second inning.
I mean, he bowls some great balls. He does bowl a few four balls as well. Is that something you hope that you can get out of him over a period of time?
I think with any spinner, Clive, certainly with any cricketer, but certainly with spin, you know, it's an evolution. It takes time, and it's a real art to it, and you've got to master that. And a lot of stuff tells you that, you know, spinners develop. But it just takes time, and for Fats and a lot of the young spinners around the country, they don't bowl a lot, so for them to suddenly be thrust into a game and have to bowl 40 overs and try and win as a game of cricket, that can be incredibly taxing. I think Fateh can still bowl a lot better than that. There was a lot of stuff that was probably not quite where it needed to be, but he also created opportunities for us. So, you know, I think a lot of credit should go to the seamers who built that pressure for him as well. I think if they'd have been going at 3 and over at the other end, that would have been really hard. So for someone like Matthew Waite, who bowled more overs and went for runs and picked up some vital wickets, you know, I think Fateh's got a lot to thank Waitey for, and a lot of the other seamers as well.
Yeah, Matthew's shown himself to be a real all-rounder this season, isn't
he? He had a really good game, and you know, since he's joined us from Yorkshire, he's had some big impacts for us in red and white ball cricket. In many different ways, he scored some runs quickly, and in this game, him and Ethan, that innings, you know, their partnership was really crucial to us. I think if you look at the wicket, if we hadn't got ahead of the game and a little way past Gloucester, it would have been really difficult for us to try to win that game. So for us as a collective, I thought, you know, Brett and Adam almost had a 100 partnership, and for Ethan and Waitey to have 116, that was massive for us. Took time out of the game, you know, made it really difficult. I think for Gloucester, I'd hope that they had to work really hard for those wickets, and we showed a different kind of way of playing our cricket, which was really pleasing.
So 8 games gone, you've won 3, 6 to go, you're 6th place, I think you're about 24 points off second place, that's the target.
Everyone seems to be beating each other, Clive, so it looks pretty, you know, it looks pretty tight. Try not to pay too much attention just yet. But yeah, I think we've been, and Ash talked about it, I think at the members forum, we've been inconsistent. The table probably shows that, so won 3, drawn 2, lost 2, so it'd be nice just to, you know, in those last 6 games coming into August and September, where they'll come thick and fast, that we're in a good position to try and, if we string some good performances together, you know, we should be there and thereabouts.
And the joys of county cricket is now back to the T20 and off to Richardson. As a former Bear, I'm sure you look forward to that one.
Yeah, we're at Leamington first, so we've got a T20 day on Wednesday, so the boys will dust themselves off today, and the majority of those guys will go to Leamington on Wednesday for a game against Saka, and then yeah, we're at Edgbaston on Friday, which will be always a really good occasion.
This is Mike the Plasterer. He needs a trusted supplier for his materials and tools. Mike needs Profile Store. With an easy-to-use website, you can check stock online, order it and collect it within the hour. Profile Store offer free delivery over £125 and fast overnight shipping. With over 2,000 products in stock, they're sure to have what you need. So get yourself down to the trade counter in Kidderminster today. Get the job done with profilestore.co.uk.